Greetings. My name is Michael Miller. This is a Michael Miller Pilates YouTube live video broadcast to you because you're watching. Thank you. It's also meant for Michael Miller Pilates licensed affiliates, Cornu course students, and anyone interested in surviving as a Pilates instructor today and in the future, in the midst of the tsunami of Pilates passion that's sweeping the globe. Alright, so in my last video I attached the email of be a first generation Pilates instructor, and it strikes me that I'll end up attaching another email that was relevant and in that current time frame called Vision and Reality. And you know, let the words speak for themselves because they do a better job of it than I think I can extemporaneously. So that's my primary point of sharing, is to make a video on YouTube that I can attach an email I sent out to my email list a while ago, so that if you're not on that list, you can read what I had to say about vision and reality. And a friend of mine gave me a book called The Education of Little Tree, and as I was reading it last night, I came across these words: for when you come on something that is good, first thing to do is share it with whoever you can find. That way, the good spreads out to where no telling where it will go, which is right. And so that's the purpose of this video and all the other videos and all the other emails, is to share what I feel is good while I can, the best way I can, so that I've taken the opportunity while I had it. There's always two things about my profession. One has to do with Pilates, and one has to do with biodynamics. And Pilates is a very specific view or vision of Pilates that has the assumption that there's an ideal within Joe's original work, and that Joe creates a message or sends a message. He communicates his method, which is done in toto, meaning completely. There's nobody that knew Joe or that since has worked with Joe or worked with somebody that worked with Joe will ever eclipse Joe's original message in its completeness, in its totality. And that's the opinion of Michael Miller Pilates. It doesn't have to be yours, but it's nice to be aware of a view of Pilates that answers the question, why? Because Michael Miller Pilates explains why Pilates is what it is. And in my lifetime of being passionate about Pilates, I've never come across anybody that knew Joe or not, who ever explained Pilates, why it is what it is, let alone done, in my opinion, such a good job of explaining why Pilates is what it is, that it's become the brand of Pilates that gives you that explanation. You have to look at other videos or read other writings to figure out what that is if you don't already know it, because I won't get into it now and be so repetitious. The second thing that Michael Miller, professes is that Cornu tension is real. When you take and rotate your arms in one direction and around your ears in the opposite direction, you create Cornu tension in your body. And it's that Cornu tension, whether you're doing it intentionally or not, pun intended, that the human body uses to move through space. It's just a fact of the physics and the biology's evolution within that physics to accomplish what the human body can accomplish in terms of movement, to escape the dinosaur and to dance on the stage. And that's it. I mean, it's really, I hope for you that you have the opportunity to find what your ultimate creative expression is in life. And maybe that's always an ongoing thing, and I know that can be a big discussion. But for me, from my point of view, yes, I pointed out the idea within Joe's work that no one really wants to pay any attention to or acknowledge. And also, I pointed out Cornu Tension, which is, I believe, you know, that's my passion and my art, my expression. Where I point out, I wish I pointed it out, and someone else used a good word that I never can come up with that word, but I didn't create it. It's not my genius. It's just my ability of working with the body. And really, how did I come to Cornu? I came to Cornu in search of in search of understanding Pilates and what it is, but came to realize that Cornu Tension is about physics and biology and doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Pilates. It's a means of biodynamic engagement that the body uses to move through space. And it's way out in front of whatever biodynamics is currently looking at or talking about, because there's nothing else out there like it. And when you see something else out there like it, start comparing timelines, and I think you'll understand that what came into being a trademark of mine that I call Cornu points to the fact of the physics of Cornu Tension. And because I discovered it and pointed out, I named it. And so forever may it be known as Cornu Tension. You know, Euler might be upset and want to call it Euler tension if you were still alive. And Fresnel might be upset once Cornu Tension gets set to the math of it, which I'm working on. Fresnel made an integral out of the Cornu curve, also called the Euler curve, depends on how you say his name. And Fresnel was the mathematician who expressed it as an integral, as far as I know. And I came along, recognized the oppositional tension between axes as having a spiral torsion spring dynamic in the physics of the tension, and that oppositional tension between axes seeks to mirror or assume the shape of the Cornu curve, the Euler curve, because of its inherent physical properties, which again I'm not going to go into in depth here because it seems like I've already belabored that point. Just know and take away with you that I profess through the brand of Michael Miller Pilates that Pilates has an essence of its own that points to a means of conditioning the body that has everything to do with the experience you're reaching for in pursuing the means, in doing the choreography and performing the sequence. You know, I had to say it again recently. I saw something on somebody's post about Pilates, and here are some good exercises to do before you warm up. And there are legitimate exercises of Pilates, and they're pretty well described, but they're placed in an unknown order. There is no order. They just offer as random things, which really ignores, to me, the essence of the method, which is the sequential performance of the exercises in the pursuit of complete coordination of body, mind, and spirit. And perhaps sooner than later I'll just quit talking about Pilates and try to only focus on Cornu Tension because it's much easier dealing with something that is uniquely yours than something about something that everyone has their own vision of. Okay? So read the text to follow when it comes out on this post about vision and reality, and hopefully it expands your ability to incorporate everything else you know with what else you learn to survive as a Pilates instructor. Life can't live forever. Read between the lines. See behind the curtain. Add two and two. Direct your thinking, and above all, Geist.